Hello, Divine Feminine. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. For some of you, it may not be Saturday anymore. I'm not sure. It could be Friday, I guess, still for you, or maybe Sunday even. It's morning for me, but it could also be evening for you. It's interesting as I learn and meet and get to the opportunity to know more and more of you. It's interesting to see you in the different time zones. It'll be sometimes when we do one-on-ones, it'll be morning for me and bedtime for someone else. It's kind of fun to see everyone in their elements. Today we are doing a relationship evaluation for you, Divine Feminine. It's for your Divine Masculine, of course. Who else would it be for? That little rascally critter that we're always trying to figure out what's going on with them because they can't communicate and they act strangely and do things that tie us up in knots and make us feel stressed out and uncomfortable. And they take all of our attention and focus away from things in our life, right? Especially when we're in the dark night of the soul and we're going through obsessive thinking. So we're going to try to alleviate a little bit of that today. But remember, with tarot, there's always your projection and perception being cast onto the cards, okay? So that's why these collective readings can be so interesting, and they can, resonate with so many different people with so many different life situations. It's because they speak to us individually, right? Through our perceptions. It's a great tool to see what your perceptions of reality are. You want to change your reality, you change your perceptions, right? So tarot is a good source for that. This first card is going to be your energy, Divine Feminine. This is your energy. And for this, we have Ace of Coins today. Ace of Coins in reverse. So with that, we have, you might have some stress going on, Divine Feminine. You could be stressing on a lot of different levels about a lot of different things, not just your Divine Masculine. It looks like with this card showing up for you in your energy, there's a lot of life stresses happening on top of all of the twin flame stuff for you. You are maybe experiencing a breakdown in of the life that you've been accustomed to. You could potentially be going through a divorce. Your job may be changing. You may have lost a job recently. You may hate the job that you're in and are looking for something else. You could have certain types of financial struggles. Maybe you're having issues with children. This is something that is affecting you on many different planes. Mental, emotional, physical, all that stuff, spiritual. You're going through a lot right now, Divine Feminine. Lots and lots of things are affecting you. Some of it is positive, some of it seems negative, but I promise you that the negative experiences that you're having are actually leading you to this positive outcome of living the life that you want. Sometimes in order for us to get to where we want to be in life, like our true internal desires, certain areas of our life that we've built up upon, old systems of belief have to be torn down. And that can be an extraordinarily painful and difficult process. And it looks to me like you've got a lot of that going on right now. This has not been an easy journey for you up until this point. Maybe some of you may be starting to see the fruits of it, like starting to show up in your life. The benefits of this spiritual journey and initiation and awakening that you're going through. But some of you may still be deep, deep in the trenches of the dark night of the soul and not really able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, which I assure you is there. But this journey There is no divine feminine, none, zero, zilch, that don't go through massive breakdowns and massive changes and just an upheaval of everything. That's what this journey does to us. But it's for a great purpose, you guys. I promise you. When I was in the dark night of the soul, that I couldn't see the forest through the trees. I couldn't tell. I was so lost at that point in time. But I promise you, this is leading you to an extraordinarily beautiful place in your life. It's just this breakdown period of the caterpillar going into the cocoon, or the phoenix, turning to ashes, that you're going through, that is extraordinarily difficult. But I promise you, the pain is going to give you something invaluable. So hang on to that, okay? So this next card is your divine masculine's energy, okay? So this is their energy, what they're going through right now, their perspectives. Okay, and for this we have 9 of Swords. So with 9 of Swords, they've got just about as much nightmarish anxiety and grief as you do. It may not seem like this when you bump into them or when you see them on social media, but remember, everyone's always posting their best stuff on social media. That doesn't mean that internally, their experience is wonderful, or that externally everything in their world is amazing. It's just what they're choosing to portray to everyone. And something extraordinarily difficult in your divine masculine's life is really nagging at them. They're experiencing a lot of pain and internal grief. And I have a feeling this has a lot to do, just like you, with the relationship that you two have had, the experiences that they've had with you, as well as all of the karmic stuff that they're having to deal with. Divine masculine does go through a dark night of the soul. It just doesn't look like yours. It's done differently. It's handled differently. Why? Because they are of a different polarization in energy. So how it manifests in the 3D world isn't going to look like it does for you. It's going to be a different set of circumstances, and they're going to handle it with a different lens and perspective. But that doesn't mean that that same transformation isn't taking place within them, that is also taking place within you. Of course it is. You guys are one at the core, right? I have 2 hands, and they perform separate tasks for my body, but they're part of the same body. And although they perform different tasks and do different things and have different experiences separate of each other, they're still part of one and of the whole, which is the body itself. You and your divine masculine are like that to the soul. 2 paths, 1 destination, 2 sets of experiences, 1 underlying cause and reason. Okay, you guys are both working toward that. So if your divine masculine seems off, seems strange, seems like they're acting weird, it's because there's a whole universe and world going on within them that you can't understand, at least not yet. And remember, they probably think the same thing about you. They probably don't understand why you're acting and feeling and doing the things that you're doing. It probably seems confusing to them, just like they seem confusing to you. But the more you go within, the more is revealed, and you start to be able to see things from an elevated perspective. And then it starts to make a lot more sense, okay? All right, so this next card is the relationship between you both, okay? This is the relationship for the 2 of you here. I don't normally do this because this is supposed to be a 1 card position, but as I was shuffling, both of these cards fell out, and kind of taking a look at them, I do feel that they're meant to go together. The reason being is we have 10 of Swords, which is a complete and painful ending, rock bottom, which is what the 2 of you seem to be going through right now. Not with each other, but with the lives that you guys have led up until this point, okay? Twin flames go through a separation for a reason. There's a higher purpose and cause for it, okay? You'll hear things like separation is an illusion, which is true, but that can complicate things from the mind's perspective in this journey, if it's not understood as to what that means. So be patient with yourself as that's revealed to you. But the 3D separation, which is what most people are thinking and feeling at that time of dark night of the soul, is what's going on. And there is a reason for that. Okay, there's got to be a breakdown of what was in order for what is meant to be created. Now, have no expectations of what that should be or what that should look like. Don't allow your mind to say, well, it should look like this, and it should happen like this, and they should be doing this, and they should be doing that, and I should be doing this, and I'm failing here, and they're being a jerk there, and da 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 da. This is all judgment of the mind, okay? And that does not help us. It doesn't serve us in this spiritual journey. We're transcending the mind, okay? And that's what this breakdown is all about, is the transcendence of the ego or the transcendence of the mind. But this is also mixed in with the Queen of Cups. And so this is the relationship with you guys. You guys are going through a difficult period and have been for a while. There's probably been a lot of back and forth, or maybe even a complete cutoff, okay? Like a complete, like, blocked, we're done, and haven't heard from each other for a long time. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I know when I went through that, I felt like the people who had their divine masculine in and out, in and out, in and out were the lucky ones. Now I know that's not the case, okay? It's sometimes a complete break, even though it's extraordinarily painful, is the easiest way to do it, okay? Because it gives you time to go within and focus. And if they're in and out, it can mess with your energy. Now, whether it happens one way or the other, that's the way it's meant to happen in your journey. Your soul knows exactly what it is that you need, right? Your mind and body need in order to come into alignment with that higher self, the soul, that awakening process. And so how this shows up for you is how it's meant to show up for you, even if your mind isn't particularly like it. Okay. But you both represent nurturing and healing and support. You guys have, especially during those initial first several weeks to several months of the relationship, there was something about the two of you that was extraordinarily healing in each other's energy and presence to be around each other. And that's why it is also so devastating when it seems like things kind of get derailed. So the two of you have felt this energy together. There was an absolute bond and connection beyond anything that either one of you have experienced. Yet at the same time, there's a lot of pain associated with it because it brings up so much that needs to be dealt with and resolved in life. And a lot of this just starts happening to you, and you feel almost like stuck or helpless, but it's really happening for you, okay? Not to you. That's the truth, right? It's all happening for you. And the way that we can embrace that is by just allowing and trusting and having faith and really, really getting in tune with who we are, which is the soul, so that we can recognize that there is a higher purpose and a higher value in all things, that the two sides of the coin are both valuable. So I think there's a reason that those two cards came out together, and I didn't want to separate them. So this next card is advice, Divine Feminine. What is Source, God's, the universe, the all's advice for you and your Divine Masculine? 5 of Cups in reverse. So we have 5 of Cups in reverse. Moving on, letting go, applying forgiveness, holding on to that higher knowing that even when the mind can't comprehend or understand, believing that there is something greater, that loving universe that has you in its hands and will not let you fall. You are an eternal being within that. The universe doesn't make mistakes. You were created because you are exactly what the universe needed. And everything that you're going through is a refinement process. And to know that is to have wisdom, to be able to see beyond what's in front of your face, to be able to see beyond the 5 senses. Okay? And to expand in consciousness, develop that 6th sense, that intuition, that internal knowing, that connection within you that is connected to the all and is not separate. Can't be separate, never has been separate, because separation is an illusion. Okay, Source wants you to embrace that. And Source is sending you all kinds of experiences to help you align with that, and will continue to do so. Okay, trust and have faith in this journey, Divine Feminine. Okay, because it's a beautiful one. It's happening for you because you deserve all of the plentiful beauty and abundance that is coming to you as a result of this. You are emerging as the phoenix. You are emerging as the beautiful butterfly, capable and able of doing things that the caterpillar self never could have done. Okay, I got goosebumps saying that to you guys just now. Something my twin said to me a long time ago. I was talking to him about something and he said, butterflies can't speak, or caterpillars can't understand butterfly language, something like that. So just as I was saying that to you about the caterpillar and the butterfly, it reminded me of something that he had said. And this was long before I ever went through an awakening. You know, before I even knew what twin flames were or what this connection was. It hadn't revealed itself to me yet. I hadn't gone into the dark night of the soul yet. But that was something that he said to me, which it's kind of stuck with me. So, all right, this last card is likely outcome, okay? Likely outcome for the two of you. All right. We have the Hanged Man. Okay, what a beautiful card. Okay, so it's the Hanged Man in reverse, which is the two of you have gone through all kinds of stuff together. You've gone through all kinds of things, maybe even lifetimes prior to meeting in this one, which has created a lot of this energy right here, okay? Feeling like torn, split in your energy, feeling like things haven't been fair. And this journey is revealing to you the higher and divine purpose of all of what would be looked at as lower energy or, you know, negative or unkind things that you've had to experience and go through. This is alchemy. It's when we can turn lead into gold. Lead being the negative experiences into the higher elements of gold that we can extract from that and learn from and grow. We can collapse the duality and realize that it's all good. Even the parts that seem bad serve a good and valuable purpose. The darkness serves the light, you guys. Think of every movie you've ever seen, right? The darkness always serves the light, you know? They don't realize it in the moment, but it does. And it's there to show us who we really are, to test our metals, right? In alchemy, we're testing our metal. And the universe has found you to be worthy of the highest elements of this universe, which is why you are going through the refinement phase right now that you're going through in order to reach that highest level of divinity, which is what you already are, always have been, and have never ceased to be. But we move out from the center in order to experience these lower levels of energy, to know what we are not, and then to come back to the fullness of what we truly are. And it's a deep appreciation and wisdom that is accumulated along that path. And Divine Feminine, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not. It's not. But you have what it takes to be able to do that. And that's amazing. You wouldn't be on this journey if you didn't have what it takes to be able to do that. So let me get you guys a numerology number today. We have 4 and 2, 24, 42, or 6 for you guys today. So those numbers might resonate with you. They may not, and that's okay too. It's going to resonate with those who it was meant to. Let's take a look at these cards. I really love these cards. They're all just so beautiful, aren't they? I mean, you guys can't see them, but the artwork on these is just gorgeous. This is my elemental, for those of you who always want to know, this is my elemental oracle. I really like this one a lot. It's one of my favorites. But I hope this reading resonated with you guys. I have been feeling a deep connection to these readings lately and feel like the messages within them have been pretty cool, pretty good. So I'm not sure how that's translating out. Sometimes I do a reading and I'm like, oh, I don't like that one as much. And then that's the one that resonates the most with everyone, you know, because it's not for me, it's for you guys. And so, and then some of the ones that I think are like, oh, this one was really, really good. Maybe that's because it resonated with me a lot that day. And that's not the one that connects with people as much. So I never judge these. I just put them out there. I know God gives us what we need when we are ready for it. So I love to see all your feedback in the comments. Also, you guys, we do have some specials right now I almost forgot to tell you about. We have 40% off of all tarot readings, and we have 30% off of one-on-ones. If you guys want to feel better, we have been doing this for years and years now. The Conduits channel is new, but we are not new to this, okay? Cam, myself, and Brent, we've been doing this for a long time. I've worked with thousands of twin flames. I've seen all the different ways that this can go and all the different ways that this can happen. And I have devoted my life at this point to helping all of you go through this. So a one-on-one is a great way to connect and to get some help and some advice and some guidance along the way. We also have group calls, which I freaking love. The group calls, you guys, are so good. And they start for as little as $20 a month. It's a very inexpensive way to get in and get a lot of one-on-one attention. So if you're interested in that, just check out the description box below, get all the information, go to the website and get it set up. And please like and subscribe as always. All right, you guys, look at this. This is a beautiful card. Clarity. Mountain. It's a really pretty card. All right, let's look at this. All right. Clarity. There is an advantage to looking at things from a higher perspective. Interesting. We've been talking about that a lot in this reading. And seeing things from a higher perspective, right? All right. There's an advantage to looking at things from a higher perspective. You are too close to something to see it properly and clearly. Take a high road. Look at the big picture. Are you making too big a deal of something? The high places have always been places of sacredness and clarity. While mountains are often inaccessible, they are places of profound beauty where the gods themselves reside and heavenly realms began. For the Greek gods, it was Mount Olympus. For the Vulcans, Mount Etna. Mount Ida in Turkey for the Cybele. And Mauna Kea for Pele. Blanca Peak as the home of the dawn of man of the Navajo. Mount Kilimanjaro for the Chaga god Rua, while Mount Meru is a direct reflection and the center of all creation. Mount Meru, you guys, do some research on that. I would encourage you to. Sacred mountains exist as energies that provide all that people might need. For example, both Mount Taranaki in New Zealand or Mount Kailash in Tibet are considered to be the source of 4 rivers that bless every person, plant, and animal. Mount Kailash is sacred to the Jain, Buddhist, Hindu, and Bon has never been climbed because it is the site of devout pilgrimage. Temples and other religious places, including hermitages, have often been built among mountain ranges. They put being built, but I think it should have often been built among mountain ranges. The contemplative quality and purity of the environments have been contributors to this. Escaping from the mainstream of people who seek silence and going high where few go are aspects of gaining a higher perspective. Mountains remind us that we can look at the minutiae of the world more purely and from a higher vantage point. In mountains, our troubles seem tiny and insignificant. Taking time away from too many opinions or pressures and trying to gain some simplicity and clarity should be done on a regular basis. And meditation is what really helps us with that, okay? Something to talk about, interestingly, they brought up Mount Meru, which has a lot of very spiritual significance for me. And then they talked about these other two mountains and how they are the source of 4 rivers that bless every person. There's a lot of spiritual symbology in that as well that has to do a lot with the heart itself, the 4 chambers of the heart. This journey is all about your relationship to the world of matter. You are the soul here having a human experience. And you are the macrocosm and the microcosm. The microcosm is a reflection of the macrocosm a reflection of the microcosm. The two seemingly separate are actually one. Okay, so the 4 rivers, there's a lot of symbology in that, and I won't break it all down right now. But focus on that heart of yours, okay, and being in that heart space, okay, and recognizing that your true creative power comes from that and that you are connected to all things. The same spirit that flows through you is the same spirit that flows through all things. You're only lost when you think you're lost, and you're actually not lost. You just think that you are. And waking up from the illusion is what makes you realize that you're exactly where you're meant to be. I love you guys. Thanks so much for being here today. I look forward to your reading tomorrow, and I will see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.